All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Matt Gibbs is here to answer your questions about your car or cars. And the phone number to call if you'd like to speak to Matt is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, which is 622-9622. If you're watching or listening out of the area, and I see some numbers on here, so that we have some people who knows where they are, but the area code is 352. So if you want to call Matt, 352-622 WOCA. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning.
How are you? How was your weekend?
It was uneventful.
Your children are still in school, right?
I have one, my little baby, baby.
Did you take advantage of the tax-free weekend?
Yes, they did, actually.
Did?
Yeah.
No
they
tax?
went out yesterday and did some shopping.
Got some stuff. Well, that's good. Hey, look what I got in the mail. I got another recall notice from Suzuki.
Yeah, one of the guys in my church brought that to me.
Same thing?
Yesterday. Yeah, about the headlights switch. And,
isn't this something I had fixed already?
I think so.
Okay.
Plus, now you have to go to Orlando.
I know. I went last time. It was like a easy thing. I mean, I went in, he did it, and it was done. It was very quick and painless, and it was kind of fun. I enjoyed going. I don't usually get out of town for much, but anyway. So they would send out the same recall twice.
It's possible. What you might want to do is just call them and give them the VIN number off the car. And if it's been done, they'll tell you it's been done.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yep.
that would be easy.
That would be a lot easier than drive down there to find out it's already been done.
Plus, I mean, it says you might smell burning wire insulation or something like that, and it's like, well, wouldn't I have smelt it by now? It's a 2005 car.
Yeah. Well, it's one of them things that there could be a million cars out there. If it happens to one, it could happen.
Do we pay for this in advance? Do they say in advance, these things might break, so let's charge a little bit more?
Well, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they factor in,
right,
something in the sale of the car. But, it's hard to say. They'd have to sit down and. I'm sure that there's a loss column in their budgeting or whatever that says that, we're going to allow for this much money just in case something like this happens.
Right. Does insurance cover car repairs how do I ask this question? If the car was damaged in an accident, mm-hmm, and it's a mechanical problem with the engine for some reason, does insurance cover that?
It can if I can show, or if the adjuster comes out. A lot of times, if someone's in an accident and my car didn't do this before the accident, now it's doing this, they'll contact their insurance company, and then they'll have us check it out, and then we'll give a report on it, and then most of the time they send out an adjuster, and so they'll send someone over to the shop to look at it, verify it, and say, this was pre-existing, or this is something that happened because of the accident.
Is body work better than repairing like a door? The door that got smashed in. Is it better to just go get a door and put it on a good door like from a junkyard, or does body work actually bring it back to new?
Well, it really depends on the amount of damage. Did it go past the outer skin? Did it hit something internal inside the door? A lot of times it's just more cost effective to get another door and put on there.
You see a lot of cars around with a discolored door. They went and got one.
They went and did it themselves.
From somewhere. Well, I went and did it myself one time, not for a door, but for a gas tank. I got rear-ended, and I had a hitch on the back of my car, and the hitch somehow busted the gas tank, which, thank God, that's really all that happened to my car. But it was such an old car, the insurance company didn't want to cover it. Long story short, I went with my dad, this was way back when, got under a car at some junkyard around here, and they told me exactly which car, and I did with a wrench, not that I knew what I was doing, and with his guidance, I put it on my car.
There you go.
So, but it was still bent. The car itself was still bent.
So it went a little cotty-wampus down the road a little bit?
When you drove behind it, you could see...
It was going off...
Yeah,
dog tracking.
You couldn't tell it. I couldn't tell it when I was driving.
No.
People would tell me it looks like you're turning all the time.
Did you go through a lot of tires back in them days?
I bet I did. Oh, and I used to have the recaps all the time.
Oh Lord!
And those recaps were, when they started coming off, bam, 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 right up against the body of the car.
Yeah.
Just crazy. They don't do them anymore, do they?
Well, I think they still do, but I wouldn't use one. I'd rather get an old used tire than a recap.
Exactly. All right, you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Good morning. How's it going, Matt?
Good. How you doing, Sonny?
I noticed that my gas mileage wasn't up to snuff, so I had a can of this, not STB, but one of those, fuel injector cleaners and whatever.
Right.
And I poured that in, and guess what? The old gas mileage came back.
There it is.
So, I guess maybe it doesn't, some of this stuff actually works once in a while.
Yeah, some of it does work. I know Schaefer's makes a gas treatment that I use in all my cars, and I see really good results.
Really?
Well, to me, it just pays to watch your gas mileage. I mean, with these new cars today, it's about the only way you can figure if something's really going haywire, because they always seem to start up no problem and more or less run. So that's what I came across. This is my personal experience, and so far so good.
Yep, that's good. And you just said the key to a lot of things with our cars is just pay attention. Pay attention to what your car's doing. Nobody knows it better than you.
Right.
I know the theory, the operation. I know how things are supposed to function. I know how things are supposed to look. I know how things are supposed to read. But you drive it every day. So therefore, when something's not right, you'll know something's not right. You may not know what's wrong, but it's not right. And so therefore, paying attention can save you a lot of money, can save you a lot of grief, and can save you a lot of aggravation.
Well, the point of the matter is that I just automatically, I've been always keeping track of my gas mileage on cars going back for years. I don't know why. I just happen to do that. And it seems to me when invariably something would go haywire, especially in the good old days, you could say something's not right and you would hear a noise or something and investigate it. And a couple of times you'd find you might have a foul plug or something else wrong, or I don't know why it would go out of whack, but the carburetor adjustment would go out of whack on it. You just bring it back and the engine would purr.
Yep, absolutely.
Anyway, this is my latest experience with using some of these additives. And I'll keep it in mind the next time when I'll pop down and see you, maybe try out the Schaefer's.
Yeah.
What that is, if it isn't too expensive.
No, it's not too expensive.
Excuse me?
It's not very expensive at all.
Oh, okay. All righty. All right, thank you very much, Matt. And
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day. Thank you, WOCA, for the programming.
Thank you, Sonny. And I would imagine, I'm sure this is a math equation, but if it saves you money in gas, then ultimately the stuff is free.
Right, exactly.
Plus, it probably prevents something else from happening.
Yeah, it keeps things cleaner. I mean, that's what happens. These motors, the way that they inject the fuel into the engines and stuff, and it allows carbon to build up. And if there's carbon, the molecules that's in gasoline attach to the carbon instead of going on top of a piston. So therefore, the computer recognizes that, gives it a little bit more fuel, gives it some more gas,
right.
To make up the difference. So the cleaner we can keep things, the more efficient things work.
Right. If you'd like to call Matt, the number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, which is 352-622-9622. If you call right now, though, you'll be on hold for about 3 minutes because we have to take a break for weather and a couple of commercials. And then we'll be back and talk about your cars, your trucks, your lawn mowers, which hopefully we're almost done with that. How much more? Like another month?
We probably got a little bit longer than that.
So we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, more clouds and sun with a couple of heavy thunderstorms around, especially this afternoon with the interior. The high today, 89 to 93. Partly cloudy skies tonight. There can be a thunderstorm in parts of the area near the coast this evening. The overnight, though, 72 to 76. For tomorrow, partly sunny with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm from late morning on. A high tomorrow, 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Are you tired of not using your home's outdoor space for entertaining or relaxation because of all the bugs and leaves? Consider adding a beautiful screen room or glass enclosure. We are Superior Aluminum and Design, a family-owned and operated business with 20 years experience in the aluminum industry, and we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau. If you appreciate superior workmanship, call Superior Aluminum and Design at 817-8058 or visit us on the web at superiораluminumdesign.com.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
On which day are we most likely to have a tension headache? If you guess Monday, well, you're right on. If you want to get noticed, just smile more often. People, it turns out, spot others whose teeth they're showing when they smile twice as fast as those who have closed mouths. And they don't want to go where you want to go. They don't want to do what you like to do. If that sounds familiar, focus on your other friends.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, 18 minutes after 10 o'clock, let's rejoin Matt Gibbs and Auto Repair with Personal Care. The phone number to call Matt right now is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Do you get a lot of people who come in for, and do you do the what do you call it, the tinting of the windows? This came up before, I'm sure. But
I don't do it at the shop, but I have a guy that we sublet it to. Yeah, he does a really good job. He has a computer that actually computer cuts it all, and he's a great installer. He does a fabulous job.
Have you ever? I know you've invented things, but have you ever invented something? You know, these stories about these people leaving their children in the car. Which my first thought is, how does that ever happen? How could you forget a child in a car? But you hear about people say we need an invention. I mean, could you? Is there something is there an alarm or something? Hey, the kid's still in the car.
I'm sure that, you could probably come up with something. Mine is, I keep a hammer in my car. That's my invention. If I saw a hammer, I'll bust out a window.
Somebody else's window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In a second.
Yeah, and the dogs, too. People do the dogs. I saw a dog one time, a poodle, up in the back platform at a Taco Bell. And it was roasting, and I thought, that's not a toy, and it doesn't look like it's moving. It was crazy. You go inside and you say, does anybody own the car with the poodle? Nobody seems to know whose car it was. So, yeah. Hate to talk about this stuff.
Yeah. That's sad stuff.
Let's talk about automobiles. All right, so I was talking about if you're in a wreck and it's damaged. Like, let's say, like, my car was no longer, I guess, aligned properly. Can that kind of an alignment problem, like if it's from damage, can that be fixed?
Yeah.
Oh, the chassis being bent can actually be unbent?
Yeah, they got frame machines and unibody machines, and they can twist and pull and yank, and we get a lot of cars that had an issue, I'll say, and we can put it on our machine, on the alignment machine, and you can only adjust things so far. And if they're way out of tolerance, if you're all the way to this way or all the way to that way, then a lot of times we'll send it to a body shop and then say, something's tweaked on this car, and they can actually put it on a machine, and they can fix the tweak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when you get a recall notice like I got for a car that's going on probably is 10 years old. It's a 2005. It was probably they already had this thing built in 2004, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
So
more than likely.
So it's already a 10-year-old car, right? I mean, I'm going to go for the recall. You know what they're going to do? They're going to try and sell me a car.
If they're good, they'll try to sell you a car. If they're doing their job anyway.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's one thing about a dealership. A lot of dealerships, if you go to service, then you deal with service. If you go into sales, you deal with sales. If you go to parts, you deal with parts. But there might be a hungry beaver out there, salesman out there scoping out things as people come in and out and stuff. So,
wow. So do you have, what kind of cars do you have right now in the car lot? You have a car lot also. For those who don't know, Matt has not only fixes cars, but he sells cars.
Yeah, I got a real nice like Hyundai, a Hyundai Santa Fe, Jeep Liberty, real nice Chrysler Sebring that has a convertible that has a brand new motor in it. I actually bought it with a bad motor, and we put a brand new one in there. You just have to come by. I got a real nice 05 Chevy Colorado with low mileage, 03 Expedition, 98 Expedition. I'm just trying. There's a few more out there. Mm-hmm. Real nice if someone's looking for a car for like a daughter or a second car. I got a real nice 2006 Nissan Sentra.
Now for a daughter. Now, what gender specific?
Well, because it just seems like it's a
girl's car.
It's a girl's car. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Remind me not to buy that one. See, I would never know this kind of stuff. If I have to buy a car,
this one could go either way because it is the S. It's called it's a
either way.
It can go either way.
Really?
Yeah, it's got the spoiler on the back to kind of sporty it up a little bit for the guys, and comes with the factory sound system and all that kind of stuff.
So what's a guy-specific car? What's a male-specific car?
A lot of the guys you see, they're trucks. It's like the guy has a truck, and then if you have a guy that is not necessarily into trucks, then you got the some of the Chrysler products like the 300 and the Charger and
really?
and
so you know what the term metrosexual means?
What that's a male female car. A lot of ladies like the Volkswagens, the different Volkswagen stuff.
I always thought I'd like a Volkswagen. Yeah.
You do what?
I always thought I would like a Volkswagen. I think I told you my mom had was it a rabbit? I think.
Yeah.
She had? Yeah.
See, Larry, I can't talk to you about these kind of things.
Why is that?
Because now I feel bad. Now I feel like I just
No. I'm learning here. I'm just telling you I don't know.
I know. Guess at the end of the day, I don't know nothing either.
So what's an age specific car? Like you see like a 60-year-old guy, which is me, come into do I get a different car than the 20-year-old guy?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, heck yeah.
So what's appropriate?
I mean, I had this desire to have a Chevy Monte Carlo SS, a Super Sport Monte Carlo.
That sounds good. Anything with an SS sounds good.
Right. So here I got it. I got the one I wanted. It was a.
How old were you?
No, it was just a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
I found the one I finally wanted.
Right.
All growing up, and oh man, I've always wanted this car. So I find it. I get it. I go through it. I fix it all up. I paint it.
Right.
I bring it home. And this was a car back in the day. I mean, in 1986, I was kind of young in 1986, and I brought it home, and my kid's like, I ain't riding in that thing. I said, excuse me? I ain't riding in that car, Dad. That's an old person car.
Oh, really?
I'm like, you got to be crazy.
Oh, man.
And, it's just...
We don't want to be seen in this car.
You don't want to be seen in this car? I'm like, dude.
Ay. When I was a kid, now this is taking you way back. So this was in the 60s. My friend's parents had a car that was from the 40s. So if you had a car in the 60s that looked like it was from the 40s, it stuck out like a sore thumb. I mean, it really did. And I would say to him when he was embarrassed by his mom bringing him to school in the car, I would say, look at it this way. You got more metal in your car than we do in the 60s back today.
That didn't work, though, did it?
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, he really made fun of it. He was, hey, I got more metal than you. Because it was more metal. I think there's been... that we never made a comeback to metal. I mean, cars are pretty much fiberglass. And
I just had one of those smart cars over at the shop the other day.
What's a smart car?
You know, one of those real tiny little. It's a smart car.
Okay.
And a little 2-seater car. The whole car, the entire car was plastic.
Yeah, I believe
the fenders were plastic. The hood was plastic.
Yeah.
The sides of it were plastic, and it was all plastic.
Wow.
The whole car.
Do you know in London or in England, they are going to allow driverless cars beginning January 1st, I think? Did you hear this?
No.
Yeah, the Google smart cars that do not need a driver are going to be allowed on the roads in England January 1st.
Okay, driverless cars.
Driverless cars, yeah.
So so it's not like a personless car, it's just a driverless car.
Right. You have a person
like, what's the point? Right. Making your car go to work? Car, go to work. Well, get on the radio this morning.
My hope is that they know how to drive on the left side of the road. Because that's if they're made here, they might be a mistake. This is going to be an interesting experiment. I'm glad. Well, I'm not really glad it's over there, but all right, you got a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Yeah, this is Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I got a 1996 GMC Sonoma 4-cylinder.
Okay.
And it broke a timing belt, timing chain, whatever. I had Oak Tree mechanic put the timing chain on, but he did not allow or didn't turn the motor till it come to TDC, top dead center. We cranked it up. It apparently bent a rod or something. Now it runs awful. What would you recommend to go ahead and put in a new motor, or can that rod job straighten that out and make the truck, run a little bit smoother? And I can get a few more miles out of it.
If it bent a rod, does it make it when it cranks up and runs? Does it make a bunch of noise?
Yeah, quite a bit of noise.
Okay, I mean, I'd like to listen to it before it bent a rod. My first initial thought would be it probably bent a valve, and if it bent because what happens is if the timing chain breaks, then we have what we call interference and non-interference motors, and where the interference is between the piston and the valve, because everything's out of time now once the timing chain breaks. So more than likely you've been a valve, and just depending on the mileage of the vehicle, the condition of the vehicle, and all that kind of stuff, it would be cheaper to pull the head and have the head fixed if it bent a valve than it would be to put a motor in it. And I always, for a 1996, to be honest with you, it would have to be a really nice truck in order for I would recommend putting that kind of money in a 1996 GMC Sonoma. I try to look at the big picture here, look at the whole car, look at the whole, and try to let you get the best value for what you have. And it may be that, it may be just time to get another vehicle.
Yeah, okay.
I would hate to see you put a couple $1,000s in a truck.
It needs probably a paint job, but it's not no dings in it or anything like
that.
Okay. I do have some issues with it. I had the head shaved prior to the timing chain breaking, and had new radiator and all that put on there. As a matter of fact, I was in the process of fixing it up. A truck probably got about 120,000 miles on it.
Oh, okay.
It's been sitting quite a while. It hasn't been driven a whole lot.
Yeah, the best thing to do is bring it in and let us find out exactly, did it bend a valve, or did it bend a rod, or what's going on.
Rod. When it cranks up, it'll run. I can drive it. It like I say, it runs awful.
Yeah. Yep, we can definitely look at it for you, and I can at least give you my opinion and guide you in a direction that would be best for you.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know where Matt is? Do you know where his garage is?
Yeah, you're out there. You're right down the street from Howard Middle School.
Yeah,
On the left-hand side going west.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. I know where your shop is.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call.
Okay, I'll drive it out there and let you take a look at it.
Okay.
And if Matt drives it to test it, be careful. Hold on.
Okay.
If you're with him, he's all over the road with those cars. All right. Thank you for the call. I'm turning the wrong thing off. Matt, we're out of time. What's your phone number?
690-1993. Area code is 352.
All right. And call us if you need that repeated, or go to our website. Matt's phone number and everything else is on there as well. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Larry.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Knowing that you can keep driving for up to 3 years and never have to worry about the miles. Add to that our new complimentary prepaid maintenance on select models, and your certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz becomes the ultimate carefree escape vehicle. Only during the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event, going on now through September 2nd, can you also take advantage of a 2-month payment credit on many models, plus 3 months of Sirius XM satellite radio. So hurry in today. It might just be the most predictable, spur-of-the-moment decision you've ever made.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many great people doing great things that we need nominations. You can nominate your own organization or any organization you choose. Simply send an email to WOCA@WOCA.com. And in 350 words or less, tell us why the organization you are nominating should receive 50 free chicken sandwiches from WOCA and Chick-fil-A at the Paddock Mall. We'll review your nominations and then select one deserving organization each month. We'll announce the winner and even read the winning entry on the air. Make sure to include the contact name and phone number of the organization that you are nominating. And thanks from your friends at WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and